Hey there. So today we are just going to kind of throw some little hints and tips at you, and just a couple of small things. Just curious if you knew Totoro could do that. Because I'll be honest, I learned something. I didn't know it could do some of these things. So there is a default profile page that's kind of cool, which allows you to add additional blocks and areas to your profile page. This has been around since version 9 at the very earliest that I'm aware of. It could be even older, but I've just never used the region. And recently I have another client that is kind of really taking that particular region and they're really kind of doing quite a bit with it. And it's pretty cool to see them doing that. And then also, we recently brought Wes Holden on board here at Kineo, and he has shown me how to add variables to the main menu. I didn't realize that this was something that you could do, and it's just kind of a cool little feature. Let's take a look. So, first things first, let's look at that menu. Let's look at the profile actually first. Okay, so this is your standard profile. I'm looking at our training hub here. Here we've got our user details, job assignment, all of these. We're familiar with all of these areas, and these you can't move still. However, now with version 12, you can add blocks to the top, you can add blocks to the side, you can add blocks to the bottom, which is really kind of cool. So you already had this kind of customize this page area where you could add blocks to your own profile, but you can do it and then force it for all users. So to do this, you're going to go to your gear icon, core platform, users, and then underneath this submenu, you're going to go to the default profile page. So when this is current, when you first come here, it doesn't look like it has anything. And then you turn your blocks editing on, and then this is going to show you all your regions. So I did throw in an HTML block here. I'm going to take that out for now. But just so you're aware, you've got your banner region. If you're using self-service theme, I think that banner region might be a self-service theme thing. But then you do have your top region, your bottom region, and both of your side posts. So you do have those regions available to you now, which makes this kind of cool. So you could add in things like a featured links block, maybe. Maybe you're wanting to steer them to different learning on the site, and you just kind of want to make it really bold and in their face. You could use the featured links block to do that, right? So I'm just going to do this. Let's see here. Go into some Totoro training, core functionality, V12. Let's add the HR import course in there and save changes. Let's make these a little smaller because they're quite large. So we'll do small. There we go. Okay. Maybe these are just featured courses that you want to showcase across the top of the screen. Different things you can do with that. You can add in a side post region. So you could put in a calendar, maybe, showing all that stuff, maybe latest news. Things people may find helpful when they come to your profile. Could add in anything else you might want to put in, maybe an alerts block, a task block, if you're going to be steering them towards their profile, right? All right, so then you can hit reset profile for all users. And then when you go and view that profile, you see those courses listed across the top. You see the calendar in here, your featured links. And I shouldn't see the alerts block just yet because I have no alerts, but if I had any, that would show up down here. So just kind of a cool feature that you have access to do. So I'm going to go remove that stuff because I don't want it on Training Hub right now. Specifically, I wasn't thinking through everything that was on there. So again, I'm going to go back to that default profile page area, blocks editing on. Easy enough to just delete these blocks from here and then reset that profile page back. Okay. and then reset. And now that profile, when I go back, should look just like it did. Okay, so really a pretty cool little feature. The other cool feature is the main menu. So you're all aware of the main menu, you've used the main menu, all of that good stuff. Now in version 12, it's under Configuration, Navigation. And then in the sub menu, it is located at the top as Main Menu. And we're going to add a new menu item just like we would always. And I'm going to call this Profile. And then Menu URL Address. So this little information bubble, I've never really paid that close attention to it, gives you these different placeholders. So you can do the current user's ID, the current user's username, their email, or a current course ID as well. So it's just going to kind of take them back to the current thing that they're working on. So in our example, I'm going to use Profile for that example. So I'm going to just right click, copy link address for my own profile, and then I'm going to paste that in. You leave everything, and I believe you can actually do this as a relative URL if you wanted to. So you could remove all of this from it as well. In my case, I'm going to leave it all there. But I'm going to remove the ID 10, and I am going to throw in user ID. I'm going to throw in this little placeholder here. Okay, and then I am going to add that. So now when I click on that profile, it's going to bring me to my profile. If I was logged in as anyone else, it would take me to that person's profile. So just kind of a nice little easy get people to their profile, especially if you're wanting them to utilize this profile page or you're wanting them to utilize a current page for some reason and you're wanting to give them easy navigation to that. Just kind of a nice, neat little trick that I have just recently learned. So thanks so much and happy tutoring, and we'll talk to you guys soon.